Every civilization has tried to answer one haunting question: what is evil? Is it a force, a monster, a curse, or something woven into human nature? Today we explore a theory that has shaped Western thought for over 2,000 years, a theory that claims evil is not a thing at all, but the absence of something that should have been there. This is the story of the Privation Theory of Evil. And to understand it, we must begin at the origins of Western philosophy. Because in ancient Greece, Plato described our world as an imperfect reflection of a perfect, timeless realm. According to him, every object and every soul carries a shadow of deficiency, an unavoidable gap between what it is and what it should be. He believed this gap, this natural shortcoming, is where evil begins. Not as a force attacking us, but as a missing piece inside reality itself. As Plato argued, the physical world is full of chaos, storms, sickness, accidents, and suffering. And when the human soul enters this unstable world, it collides with fear, ignorance, and confusion. These collisions damage our ability to reason. They push us toward falsehood instead of truth. And this, Plato believed, creates the first form of evil, the evil of ignorance, not chosen but suffered. Not moral but natural. Yet Plato also recognized another kind of evil, the kind we choose. He insisted that virtue belongs to those who pursue wisdom, while vice belongs to those who neglect it. And this negligence, he believed, makes us responsible for the harm we do. Evil, therefore, wasn't only a natural flaw, it could also be a moral failure. But the story doesn't end with Plato, because Aristotle, his greatest student, sharpened the theory. He claimed evil has no independent existence. Instead, it shows up as a deficiency in something that should be whole. Courage weakened into cowardice. Reason dulled into foolishness. Self-control twisted into reckless desire. For Aristotle, evil was never a new thing, it was always the breakdown of something good that should have been present. And then came Plotinus, whose interpretation was far more extreme. He argued that evil is absolute emptiness, the total absence of good. He claimed matter itself, the physical world, is the closest thing to evil because it lacks all perfection. According to Plotinus, evil doesn't live inside human beings. Instead, it presses on us from the shadows of the material world. And only by turning our souls toward higher immaterial truths can we escape it. This idea grew stronger in early Christianity, where the struggle between good and evil took center stage. And here the privation theory found its greatest champion, St. Augustine. Augustine made one of the boldest claims in the history of philosophy. Evil does not exist as a substance. He believed diseases are not things that move inside us, they are simply the absence of health. A wound isn't a creature that escapes the body; when healed it simply disappears because it never had substance to begin with. And just like wounds, moral vices are absences of natural human goodness. When we lie, when we act cruelly, when we betray, we aren't creating evil, we're revealing a part of our nature where virtue should have lived. But if evil is merely a lack, Augustine asked, why does it feel so powerful? Why does it wreck lives? Why does it shape the events of history? His answer: because even when we act wrongly, we act with good powers like intelligence, desire, will, and purpose. Evil actions are possible only because good abilities are misused. And his successor, St. Thomas Aquinas, agreed. Aquinas famously stated, "Every evil has a cause, and the cause is always something good." He explained that a person can perform an evil act only because they possess good qualities like free will, strength, intelligence, and agency. Evil isn't a force, it's a malfunction in something meant to function well. And these thinkers gave us a structure still used today. Metaphysical evil are natural limitations and imperfections. Natural evil suffering from disease, disaster, and misfortune. Moral evil, the consequences of choosing against our own nature. Each of these, according to the privation theory, is a form of something missing, something that should be present but isn't. As we look at the world today with violence, corruption, injustice, and suffering, the privation theory gives us a surprising angle. It suggests evil is not a rival to good. It is not equal, not balanced, not a counterforce. It is simply where good fails to reach its proper form. In this sense, evil is fragile, and good is always more real. This theory does not solve every mystery. It doesn't erase tragedy. It doesn't answer every question about suffering. But it shows a consistent pattern running through history. Whenever humanity falls into ignorance, chaos, hatred, or cruelty, it does so because something essential: reason, empathy, courage, wisdom is missing. And so the privation theory asks us to shift our perspective. Instead of fighting evil as a monster, we rebuild the missing pieces. We strengthen what should be there. We pursue the good that nature intended. Because every time good is restored, evil fades, not through force but through fulfillment. And as we move forward into a world full of complexity and conflict, this ancient idea still carries power. It challenges us to look not at what evil is but at what it lacks. Not at the shadows but at the light that should be there. And so the question remains: if evil is the absence of good, then what good must we restore next?